Welcome back to our channel. We are crypto focused live from Money 2020. And we have had the pleasure to sit down and discuss not one, not two, three, four, five. This is number 35, 36. These people have been sitting here and giving us valuable information for you, for me, and we are going to continue doing so. We're heading to our next event after this. It's going to be Dutch Blockchain Week, and after that, Bitcoin Amsterdam, and after that, Crypto Focus. So you better follow this channel because we're going to keep making content that helps you navigate this crypto space, not only crypto, traditional finance as well. So, digital asset native family office. If you don't know what that is, start by liking this video, start by following us, subscribe to the channel, and share this video because Sunny is going to explain it to us from the perspective of MaaS Ventures. So let's jump into it. First of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to sit down with people who can teach me new things because that's the only way that you could actually become more powerful. Knowledge is power, and this is what we're going to be giving you, knowledge today. So, Sunny, digital asset native family offices. You recently had a panel discussing the future of family offices. So break it down to us in an elevator pitch, short. What does that stand for? What does it mean?
Yeah, we all know, especially since last year to this year, it's the convergence of traditional finance and DeFi. And then capital market on-chain is unavoidable. And this is also a movement actually from Wall Street as well. So, and then we firmly believe, okay, if capital market is on-chain, then eventually asset management will be on-chain. And eventually there's a very, it's niche, but very interesting sector that is family offices. That will be on-chain as well. So myself, I'm heavily into digital asset for many years already. And I'm a founder of MaaS Ventures. We are rolling out digital asset native family offices soon. So this is something I think will be excited to not only the existing family offices, but also for the people who would like to set up their offices, but maybe traditional way, it doesn't suit them. So that can be something where I can elaborate more later.
Wow. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, you're trying to give a service at a more personal level. You're trying to make it so that people can understand exactly what you're doing and bringing it in a way that it makes sense to them to be able to invest itself. Now, how do you make sure that you can compete with the other ones who are not doing it on that level, that are dealing with in bulk? How do you do that?
Yeah, I would say maybe briefly about the history of family offices. It's just since kind of 1800s, something like that, when Rockefeller is looking for a kind of services, financial services for his empire. Yep. A very complicated jurisdiction and a lot of investing in different industry. So no any single private bank can serve that. Okay. That's why he think of, okay, I need to create some new kind of financial entity for myself only. So that's the starting of family office. And then, wow, it's kind of several hundred years later, and then we know there's a single family office, there's a multi-family office, and a single family office, normally you will need to think about you have a net worth of or deployable assets for more than 100 million. That makes sense to set up a single family office because the operational cost is really high. And then if you are ultra high net worth individual, for instance, you have net worth more than 30 million, normally they can think about to join force to be served by a multi-family office. Then there are some infrastructures are shared, but still they get one-on-one services for their family. But it's more economic for those shared costs. And then you go, then 1 year back, earlier than that is more private banking sector. So for instance, you have 1 million, 10 million. It's not that enough that you think about or wealth planning or that also can, or succession planning or the others because it's still not that heavy. But you want to find a good way to manage your wealth or something like that. So normally that is the situation now. And then as I said, capital market will be on chain, or actually is now slowly on chain.
Okay.
You saw the big movement like a fund. The funds are on chain. Actually, family investment is a family fund, right?
Exactly.
They allocated fund to different assets, traditional assets. Majority of assets family invested are private equity, so it's heavily in private market. Private equity, real estate. They have some cash equivalents or this kind of sense. Of course, the public share stock they also take as well. But private market is such an important and interesting sector, especially for now when we have tokenization of real assets, when we have this kind of movement of crypto. And then a new door opened to them, because traditionally they invest. Okay, they have maybe a very luxurious house in Dubai, another one in Hong Kong, another one. So that's a combination. And then, okay, they may invest in one company in Nasdaq or in Singapore and da. So it's very fragmented. It's very fragmented. So basically, even if they have a team in-house, the CIO, they spend quite a lot of time to try to know how many words they do have at the moment. What's the net asset value of their investment?
Value of the whole thing.
Yes.
So
yes.
making it in the family office makes it easier for you to actually keep track of what's going on, makes it easy for you to have an overview of actually all of your value.
In real time. That's never happened before. So that is number one. And the second is more about the asset itself, because we all say family capitals are patient capital.
Yes.
On the one hand, yes. Well, for instance, if they invest on a private equity, they need to wait, can be 10 years or even longer, to have an exit. While on the other hand, actually they are constrained as well, because they are not able to exit in the middle of somewhere.
Yeah.
But the point now is, tokenization, the token itself has no meaning.
Yeah.
But if you utilize the token, for instance, as a collateral for loan, or for instance, as a margin for leveraging the investments, then you are supercharged. So just give you a simple example. If a family, for instance, if they invest a private equity company, just for example, and suddenly they need more money for doing something else. Maybe they want to buy a yacht or whatever. If you go private bank, there's a process. Maybe they get it in months. I don't know exactly, weeks to months.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yes. And then, what if? So the private equity previous just sitting in the account, just wait, didn't do anything. But now, what if that becomes a token and somewhere enabled them to use that as a collateral, that they can get a loan out. And so they don't need to sell that private equity at all, but now they are empowered. They also get a loan, and then they can do more investment. Exactly. So it's not just layer one for appreciation of the asset value, while they have now they have layer 2, layer 3. So it's enriched wealth management. That is the core.
Depth as well.
Exactly. That is the core. What I say, the future of family offices.
There's no better way for me to wrap it. That is the core of the future of family offices, and Sunny is going to be leading the force and making sure that change happens. Thank you for explaining it. Thank you for being here with us and actually making sure that we are also aware of this new venture that's taking part. So, as you keep moving forward, where can people get this information?
We are still in the legal process, and I think this will be announced soon.
Okay.
So if they follow your channel, it will be easy to reach me, and maybe one.
And you'll make sure we know when it's happening.
Sure. You will be among the first to know about that. Yeah.
She said it on camera. We're gonna be among the first to know. I'm gonna send this video to you, and you better remember. So. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you share this, make sure you like this, and this is how we learn. This is how adoption happens. Tell me, Sunny.
May I add one more comment?
Of course.
It's a very big trend of wealth transfer in the coming decades.
Yes.
So trillions they predict maybe nearly 100 trillion of wealth will transfer from current owner to their next generation.
Yes.
And or their spouse. And then the interesting thing is that more than half of the people who will get this wealth will be women or women. Yes, that's really a
Okay.
new landscape for the future of wealth management. Because I myself, I'm a woman. Then you know the angle of how men invest and women invest is
It's a
slightly
totally
different.
different thing.
Maybe not totally, but really
Exactly.
there are
So there's a lot
differences.
of
Yeah,
changes
exactly,
coming on
exactly.
the horizon.
That also means that it is something very interesting for all the wealth management or manager to think about if their customer changes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, especially if they move to a new generation, they are digital native or even can be
Yeah.
crypto native.
Yeah.
They expect something new. So nowadays, all the private bank or they are looking for new services. And on the other hand, we firmly believe this is for now it looks like new, but it will be a new common for in the near
A
future.
completely new
Yeah.
layer for the future.
Yes.
Obviously, we're going to collaborate with Sunny because the vast wealth of knowledge that she has is something that we need to bring over to all of you. She's located right here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So we're going to definitely be talking about this more.
The last mark about that, I'm very proud. Actually, I'm Dutch.
Yeah, yeah.
Very proud to be in the Netherlands. Also, very proud to support the crypto women collective
I know.
in
with
Amsterdam.
Laura.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
with
think that's
Lisanne and
very
Laura.
important. Yes. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
You know we've supported the Crypto Women Collective from the start with Lisanne and Laura, so we're totally looking forward to absolutely having Sunny back here giving us more information. So we're Crypto Focus with Sunny from MaaS Ventures, and we were live right here from Money 2020.